Good afternoon, this is Pat Walker at Mission Winners, making a video recap of the ETF action. Why do we do this? It helps frame up what's strong, what's weak, what to concentrate on, what to avoid, what's getting stronger, what's getting weaker. And you just, kind of be pragmatic here. You see an ETF industry group that keeps falling, the price keeps dropping. Avoid stocks in that group. That's why we do this. We're really big on systemization. Here's SSO. We always start with the S&P 500. And I use the leveraged one because I like them. In fact, I love them. QLD, SSO. This is the S&P 500 leveraged. What's it doing? Came right down to the rising 21 EMA. Could it bounce off of there? Sure. In fact, note the price alert. And I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. There it is. If it takes out Friday's highs, perhaps there'll be an opportunity. If there is, we'll be ready for it. QLD, check this out. SSO above the rising 21-day. QLD below a slightly falling 50-day. What's the one plus about this? You have a higher low right here. That's good to see. That's real good to see. What do we need to see? We need to see this lift off and preferably take off today's highs, but also take out the highs from the week. Right there. If it does that, that would be very constructive. Why? Because it's a higher low pattern pushing through the 50-day. ARC Biotech. Higher low needs to show some life through here, but it is below the 50-day. By the way, I'm going to say this more than a couple of times. Note the price action in relation to the 50-day. Also note the price action of the 50-day. Slightly falling, slight negative. ARKK, this has been a really good one. Slightly below the falling 50-day. Falling 50-day, showing a loss of strength. However, it does have a higher low. Perhaps it'll lift and start to go. This is a viable pattern, a higher low. Am I saying it's going to happen? I don't know the future. Nobody does. But many times through the years, I've seen that it falls, it falls, it falls, rallies up, falls, and then finally the last of the sellers are exhausted. Also, take a look at this bar right here. You can say that is one ugly red bar. I'm going to do something for you. This is what we do in Mission Winners. Note the open on this bar, note the low, and note the close. It closed in the top fourth of its range for the day on heavy volume. Folks, there was support there. That's good to see. Now what do we see? Lift up here again, take out that higher low and lift off these tops. What am I going to do? I'll put the limit alert. If we can take out Thursday's highs with volume, that might be some conviction. And this is good because this owns a lot of the stocks that have really moved. Cloud computing, higher low below the falling 50-day. By the way, note this. Came close to the 200-day, actually fell below the 200-day and bounced off of it. This is the 200-day, this is the 50-day, this is the 21 EMA, and this is the 80 EMA. Okay, just to let you know. Energy, still pretty good. Look at this. I mean, folks, check this out. Below the moving averages, below the moving averages. Look at that, just down a little bit below the 21. That's good. Energy, perhaps it'll start to lift. Something to consider. IBD 50. Hanging in above the rising 50-day. Note the price alert. This would be good to see. This ETF owns a lot of the big IBD 50 stocks, right? And so therefore, there's real leadership in that group. They're the best of the best, really. So perhaps it'll lift off. Note the price alert. If it does, that would be good. Take a look at this one, IBD 50. Now take a look at this one. Which one's stronger? This one or this one? There you go. And again, I stress, I am not knocking this ETF. No way, or the management of it. It's great. It's had a great run. We just work the strength. That's all. Let's continue onward. Energy still good. IBD 50, here we go. This one focuses on the max list also. Look at this. This thing's above the rising 21 EMA. What does this tell us? Hey, some of the max list stocks are still doing pretty good. There you go. I love the max. Gold. What's this tell us right here? Gold miners. It's dead. Leave it alone. You say, well, maybe it's going to bounce here. Why don't we look for the higher probability setup? 50-day, the 200 days, the 50 days falling, the 200 days falling a little bit. I mean, yeah, maybe it's going to go, but stack the deck in your favor. That's what we do. Gold miners. Lower lows below the moving averages, nothing there. Gold below the moving averages, nothing there. Cybersecurity, higher low, it showed leadership for a while, needs to start going here again. You do have a higher low, and it would be constructive as this starts to take this out. What's going to loom overhead? The 50-day. Better air, I always tell this to people, even when I ran the IBD meetup or co-led the IBD meetup, better things happen over the 50-day. The air is better over the 50-day. Biotechnology, a little bit below the 50-day, does have a higher low. You've seen the theme. North American technology, below the falling 50-day, does have a higher low. I'll say it again. Better things happen above the rising 50-day. Like right here. Look at that. Look at how responsive that was. There you go. Medical. Higher low, 50-day falling. Needs to start showing some positive action. Home construction, still good. Look at this. This baby's above the rising 8-day. Now here's a valuable lesson for you. Everybody talks about, man, the economy's dead. Everything's falling apart. I don't need to forecast. All I need to do is look at the ETFs and say, well, if everything's so bad, home builders, looks all right. There we go. Don't argue with it. No opinion, just looking at what is. Max list stocks, hanging in. This, again, this IVW owns a lot of the max list stocks. Small caps leading. Check this out. Small cap growth. This is good. IWM bouncing off the rising 21 EMA. How's the volume? That's pretty good. They bought it. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They're buying it. That's constructive. That's strength. Airline stocks hanging in okay. Could show the economy opening up. Mid cap hanging in okay. Oil services still fine. What's one slight negative on it? Fell on really heavy volume Friday. Needs to start showing some life. That's simple. Software has lost some leadership. Another technology here has a higher low, but it has lost some leadership. All right, that's a concern. QLD has a higher low. It's below the 50-day. All right, we started off looking at this too, right? What could this do? Maybe it'll start to lift again, and that would be constructive. NASDAQ 100 stocks, the growth sector. We would like that. QQQ, same thing, non-leveraged. Cloud computing, hanging in. 50-day still slightly rising, has a higher low. Maybe it'll start to lift. I'm not saying that over and over to say, gosh, you're just mundane with it. No, it's pointing out something. A higher low can be very constructive. A higher low above a 50-day is even more constructive, and this is close to pushing through. Will it? We don't forecast at Mission Winners. We let price and volume tell us what to do. Forces us to go for the strength. Love that. Silver, not too much happening here, is there? Leave it alone. Steel, hanging in. That's okay. SMH, what catches your eyes on this yesterday, Friday? Look at that volume pickup. That's real. That wasn't Uncle Ernie buying. That's a big pickup. What's it need to do? You've got a higher low, start to push back above the 50-day. Technology related. Spiders, this baby's still above the rising 21, or right at the rising 21 EMA. There's still some strength there. SSO, same situation. Like that. Note the price alert. This is showing strength. Take a look at this really close, all right? And remember it. Power there. Solar. There's nothing here, folks. Yes, it's a higher low. The 50-day's falling. Stack the deck in your favor. It was a leadership group, and we owned some solar stocks through here and had great returns, and for that I'm thankful. Is there anything special here right now? Not really. Small cap, just like IWM, looks pretty good. Aerospace and defense. Look at that. It's above the rising 21 EMA. Looks good. What catches your eyes on the price and volume the last couple of days? Fell on pretty heavy volume on Thursday. Needs to start showing some life, but it found support at the 21 EMA. Good. Biotechnology, higher low, needs to get back above the 50-day. Plus that it did have good volume. Good volume. Not real leadership right here. Home builders. Look at that. Hitting highs. Hitting highs for the entire move right here. There you go. Materials. How do you build things? With materials. Homes. Oh, yeah. Materials. Connect the dots. Communications hanging in. Look at that. Trending up the rising 8 EMA. Look at the volume pickup. That's nice to see. What does that tell you? Communications sector still okay. There you go. XLE, still good right at the 21 EMA. That's good. You can see there's a lot of sectors that are still okay. Financials are still okay. Look at that. I'll drop that name down, by the way. Industrials, hanging in. What's one slight negative? Falling a slight pickup in volume on Friday. Reversal bar on heavier volume on Thursday. We want this to maintain some strength. So far it is. Technology, got a little sloppy here below the 50-day. Like to see it move above there. You can see the theme. You can see where the strength is, where strength is continuing, and where things are getting just a little bit weaker, giving us a slight heads up. And that's why we do this. Consumer staples doing good. You know, everybody says the world's ending. Well, the consumers, they're doing all right, not bad. Utilities, defensive group, picking up just a little bit, nothing really special here. Healthcare, this was really strong all through the COVID situation, and it's hanging in. Maybe it'll start to lift off. Notice this, it stopped right at the 50-day on a pickup in volume. Perhaps it'll take out these tops. But what does it tell us? Just glancing at this, healthcare. The healthcare sector overall is still okay. There you go. That's why we do this. Consumer discretionary, hanging in. 50-day right there. That's all right. We're about done here. Metals and mining. Look at this. Above the rising 21 EMA. Bounced off of it. Metals. So what does that tell us? Let me think here. What are metals? Oh gosh, what would that be? Oh, gold, silver. There you go. You're getting it. Metals, steel, metals and mining. Retail hanging in there. Look at this. The consumer's still doing okay. I mean, that sucker's still above the rising 8 EMA. That's why we look at the charts. Software lost just a little bit of luster, but it's still just a little bit below the 21 EMA and the 50-day. Not that bad. Good volume came into it. Maybe it'll start to lead again. Let it tell you. Don't forecast, just let it tell you. Did it lose a little leadership? Yes. Does that tell us to be a little cautious? Yes. Does it say write it off? No, the trend's still up. But just be a little cautious because it wasn't as strong as it was in here. There you go. And back to the top with SSO. We'll wrap this out right here. Still hanging in there. And QLD's lagging. S&P 500 still above the rising 21 EMA. QLD below all the moving averages. Needs to start lifting back up. And the moral, get in line with what is. I love this quote. And I think it's from Dave Landry. I will credit Dave Landry. I'll believe in what I see and not in what I believe. True confession, I had that quote taped to my center computer monitor for over 16 years, and it saved me. Saved me in 2000. I'll believe in what I see and not in what I believe. Just let the price and volume action guide us. That's for you. Thank you very much and have a great weekend. Get out there and enjoy it.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.